need to waste it with that. So anyway, that was for that. But now that everything is back to normal, I should be okay. For a while there, I don't know if you remember, the camera was doing overexposure because I was hitting buttons without realizing it when I pick it up and down. One day, a number of times, I've turned the mic off without realizing it. And this was all during that little thing where I had a lot of things happening at once. Now, on the other side of the coin, personally, I like long videos sometimes. Well, I like them all the time, but I just haven't got time to watch them all the time. But what I do is, I'll put on a video that's an hour long, and I'll be doing things and watching and listening, and if I want to make a comment, I walk over and I make a comment on it. And then there's some long ones that I put out, and people say they like watching it because it keeps them company when they're walking or working around the house or something. So there are people that like the long videos, and then there's some that just 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minutes. Yeah, I'm walking out. All right. I'm getting ready to mount the blade to the piece. Now I found these two here, and I'm thinking of these because they've got the Torx head on them, or a Phillips head. Not a Phillips, an Allen or Torx Allen. So they're not going to strip as much of me, loosening and tightening. However, I'd like to try to find another set of the same so that I can put two sets. I just don't know if I have any more that size, because that size fits the blade perfectly. So it's what I need. So I have a lot of them that are Phillips and flathead. I can probably get away with a little nut driving Torx type, or nut driving, if you know what I mean. That's going to be too small. The thing is, it's got to be a little bit longer, and it's got to have some type of a head on it that's not going to strip out. And it can't be too wide, because I have a ton of these things. Now this one may work, however, I only have one. The others I have in here are wider, so they're not the same. I have two of these, but these are panheads, regular flatheads rather. Because what I'm also going to do is I'm going to thread the bar. The bar is heavy enough to thread, so I'm not going to have to put a nut and bolt on it. Let me see something here. If I have to, I can, but I'll just use this the backup one. Not the. Yeah, see, it fits. Darn. What a tease. Damn, that sucks. Let's see. What's this? Well, you know what? Let me see something here if I can get it off. Do I have another one of these? I do. Here we go. Okay, so I got 3 different types here that I can use. And actually those aren't too bad, the ones I just found. What's nice about them is they have the torque. Am I recording? I have no idea. Yeah, not the torque. It has a, what do you call it? So I can use a nut driver on it and a small Phillips. It's got the washer on it, but behind the washer it's got a little bit of a smaller spot. See, the thread is too big, it won't fit. But if I go behind that washer, it fits right in. So that gives me a better thread bite. And yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go here. Let me keep those over there. Let me see if I have a couple extras just in case it comes to a point to where I lose or strip. I don't want to have to count on this, so I will keep these aside just for that reason. Okay. Good. Now, the other thing is, look at that little screw. I don't even know if you can see that or not. I mean, oh, I got one smaller than that. I don't know if I can pick it up. Oof, I got little star washers to go with them. Anyway. Let me put these over here. Someday I'll have to go through these and separate them a little bit. Because some of them are so damn small that I'll never find them in here. And believe it or not, I don't use them a lot, but I do use them. Oops. Wow, put that in there. Okay, so let's get all this out of the way. I'm going to put these in here, because these are the ones I want to use, so I don't want to lose them on the floor or someplace. These are standard sizes, so I have no idea why I have these. Oh, this is the same one, but longer. Easier to handle. Okay. Oh, let me just put these up here for now. Oh, damn, every time I go to reach up like that, my shoulder. You guys know the position I'm talking about, I'm sure. Okay, look at this, put this back. Because once I drill the hole, I want to be able to thread it. So I'm going to use this as the template to find everything I need to thread what I need to thread. That goes in there. That one goes in there. That takes it my way. So, if we go with this one, way too big. I don't have my sizer. And it kind of looks like, look at my, damn. That's what happens when you don't have fingernails. This looks like This looks like the one. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Could be this one. Put that sideways for now. Let's see. It's close on two of these. This one here looks like the right one. No. Get the magnifying glass. Sorry guys, I don't have the 360. I know the easiest way here is, why don't you think it is? Just find a nut to fit it. When it's that small, it's really hard to find the gauge because you're trying to get it in there to fit, and it's not. Its gauge is bigger than the screw. Let me do that. It'll be easier if I can find a nut to fit this. Then I can just go the other direction. Hold on guys, I know I'm blocking everything. There we go. Right off the bat. So. It was really small. Don't tell me I don't have it. What a odd size can that be? Wow. The other one's way too small. This one is a little rough. Yeah, and after it gets in there, it kind of just, well, maybe it's just, hold on. This push me that way. Get you back in here again. Yeah, see, this goes in smoothly. Smooth. I mean, that just goes in like butter. So why don't I have, what you call this? This one's way too small. This falls right through. This is the smallest. Yeah, that's not it. And the other ones are like way too big. This one is the closest, but once it gets in just so far, she doesn't want to travel straight, and it starts to go a little crooked because it's not the right thread. Try it from the other side. See, it does the same thing. I mean, I can try it, but that's not it. See what I have in the little junk pile one I got here. None of these are, I know these are all way too big. This one here, no, way too big. I knew it. So the only chance I have is this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole in this scrap piece for this. As soon as I can find my little set of drills I just had out here. This is not the one. No. I should, now that I have an idea what the hell I'm looking at here, what size is this thing? Size is help when you look. There we go. I can probably do this with the milling machine. Hold on a minute, guys. I'll bring you over here in a minute. Yeah, let me bring you over here. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Did it stay on? It did. We'll put you right here for now. You should be able to see something from there. Okay, now what I need to do is to get this in there. So I got to find the little tools that I have around here someplace. I do. Move some of this over here. I mean, I'm pretty well set over there. I just got to clean this up a little bit. This will clean up quickly, believe it or not. This little milling machine isn't bad. The only thing I don't like about it is I like to have a regular chuck, so I don't have to keep fooling around with this to change the piece. Come on. There. And they do make one, so I'm going to have to get a hold of them and order one up. Because you also have to deal with the little inserts, the sleeves. Now this little bit that it's off, it really shouldn't stop me, but it is. So I'm going to have to change the sleeve. See, and sometimes this takes a lot of time, and I really don't like coming over here and have to screw around with something for 20 minutes. And this should fit in there. Why doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Okay, what do I do with the little drawer of goodies? Here it is. Let me put that in here. too small. I have one already that my hand's on, but I want to make sure that there you go, okay. Yeah, so I got to order a chuck for it. I just hate dealing with this company that deals with these things. Well, I think I told you the story. When I ordered this, they told me that they had the servos for it, and they were coming in. Because I wanted the servos. Well, I can't see this thing. Well, I got my old glasses on. I wanted the servos so I can hook it up to the computer and just tie it in. I got a little laptop that I can use over here. Oh, a couple of weeks. I was going to order them the same day. Oh, a couple of weeks. Oh, a couple of weeks. Oh, a couple of weeks. Well, you know what? Couple of weeks, couple of weeks, couple of weeks. When the hell are the couple of weeks going to come? Because it would have been a lot easier to have a servo so I can adjust this up and down quickly. Because when I had the servos, I can just let it rip. Well, I guess it would have been easier just to use a drill press, but I'll get a I'm thinking I'll get a better hole with this one. If, in fact, it decided to stay tight, which it didn't. Come on. Wearing the white glasses would help. I know that would help for sure. There. Oh, we're almost through. A little dab of that on there. Hey, babe. Dun, dun, dun. I'll leave that in there for now.
For the past, I don't know how long, I've been deferring everybody. First Lance and then Nick.
You know, guys, a small plan here, a small change in plan. The change is Harbor Freights, and I haven't got the good set anymore from Snap-on. Not that I'm saying Snap-on is the best. You know, it's just that most of the time the stuff that Snap-on gets, because they do have a little bit of a reputation, they like to make sure whatever it is that they have works. Well, I don't want to say I don't like Harbor Freight. I enjoy going in there. It's just that I'm really cautious when I buy anything because it's junk for the most part. My opinion. If you like them and you've had good luck with them and you can afford them, go for it. Not everybody may use them as much as other people. You know, if you're having them for around the house, you don't want to spend $1,000 for a ratchet set when you can buy one for 50 or 100. I totally agree with that. I just have no luck with Harbor Freight stuff, and I don't abuse it. You don't see me using something like this as a hammer. You know, it is. And that's what I basically use them for. If I use a pair of, for instance, I know I'm going to get off track here. A couple of months ago, I took a pair of pliers. Right here. Now, I didn't have these in the flame, but I was holding something and it was near the flame, but it wasn't in the flame. But the next thing you know, the tip started curling up. And now I tried to heat it up with the flame to try to get it back, but it wouldn't happen. And again, I'm not saying Snap-on, 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 but I've never had those problems with Snap-on tools. Now, with that being said, I got one of those tap and die sets that I bought from Harbor Freight about 3 or 4 years ago. It was, I don't know, 50 bucks. And I said, you know, I don't use it that much. This will be fine. Because my other little set, you start lending out pieces, the next thing you know, you've got nothing. I've since stopped. There's a thing over the door out there. Tools are to stay here. I lend nothing. Don't ask. And that's kind of like the way it is. So I have some bolts here that would work perfect for what I'm trying to do. What I wanted to do was drill a couple holes so I can just screw the screws in. It'll eliminate the nut on the back and all that kind of crap. This is heavy enough, no problem with it. I find the one that supposedly fits the screw. I do it, I've done it, it doesn't fit. It's off just a hair. It starts to go on and then it doesn't, it just kind of like stops in limbo. Almost like there's a thread caught up or something halfway up, you know, that type of thing. But I don't want to twist it and force it and change the thread of the piece, because this is what I'm trying to match. And it's just not there. It's off just a hair to where it doesn't want to work. So, you know, when I see these things, why am I even wasting my time buying things from there? You know, if it's off just enough to where it doesn't work, I mean, it might as well not have it at all. So, what I'm doing, because I haven't got a good set, and my other set, which is good, I haven't got what I need, because nice guys use things. So what I need to do now is I'm looking for, maybe I found it here, let me see. That's too big. It'd be nice if it was thinner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 2 holes, and I'm going to put another plate over it, a thinner plate, so that when I tighten them down with the nuts and bolts, that I'll be able to pinch the blade in place, which will hold it. You know, I'm not doing this with it, I'm doing this with it. So the 2 bolts, nuts and bolts that are going to go through will prevent the blade from pushing up. And the tension on it, it's not going to fall out, you know, squeezed in between 2 pieces. So that's my game plan. So after I just wasted half hour or better, because it's been that long, I turned you guys off. So I was trying to save you the time. Ah, there's those little nuts and bolts. I was looking for those. I shut the camera down so you didn't have to deal with all that running around that I was doing. That wasn't doing any good to anybody or anybody. Now, the other good side of that is, I don't know how long I can make it before it actually starts to give. But I'm thinking that if I wanted to get 2 blades in it, I may be able to do that. But I just want to get it working with 1 blade for now. And I don't want to butcher anything like a radial bracket to do it. I've got these here chunks, which is the right size, but way too thick. I got a set of jaws off of an old Harbor Freight vise that broke. I'm sitting right over here. And I was tightening it up to hold a mic jack. And the cast on the jaw broke. Mic jack, you can't tighten them up because they're made of plastic. They'll break. So I kept the jaws thinking, oh, I may have a use for those. Wait a minute, what's this? Hey, looks like an old striker for a door. That'll do it. And what's this over here? That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. These are little mounts that goes on those little Japanese 1" by 1" cameras that I have problems with. Neither one of them recorded. Those are the mounts. Don't ask me why I kept them. Well, they have this little piece on here that could be used. So if you wanted to clip it on your lapel or something. And it's got a little ball joint on it. Alright, so it's got a ball joint on it. Yeah, alright. Does that make me a bad person? Ah. Now see, this is for Yaesu amplifier. However, No, I can't. I don't want. Well, got a piece of rubber on it. See, I can do that to any of them, so I don't need to do that. That's not good. I think I got the piece I want, which is the piece I just put down in front of me. I think that's going to be the right one. I'm just looking to see if there's something that maybe a little bit better.